session is on simple interest and composite interest. It's a part 1. Please like, share and subscribe this particular channel. We'll be seeing the basic difference between the simple interest and composite interest. And we'll be solving few problems on a simple interest. Let's start now. Come to important formulas of simple interest. What is meant by simple interest is nothing but if a interest on a money is paid uniformly. Okay, such type of payment is called as a simple interest. The general formula that we know for the simple interest is nothing but P into T into R by 100. Right? P is nothing but principal, T is the time, number of years, R is nothing but interest rate. And other thing is nothing but amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. Right? Amount is equal to principal plus simple interest. Coming to important formulas of a compound interest. What is meant by compound interest? Is nothing but generally compound interest mean as interest on interest. Okay, I'm giving an example for you. Okay, say if a person want to deposit, okay, fixed deposit an amount of 100 rupees, say for 2 years. Okay, now he'll be getting some principal plus interest. Right, what is the principal? Is nothing but 100 rupees. Right, in the first year what happens is nothing but he'll be getting 100 rupees plus, say interest is nothing but 10 rupees. He'll be getting 110 amount. Right, in the second year what happens is nothing but here the interest is calculated for 110, not for 100. So plus interest would be getting, right? So how much amount you would be getting? Say X amount. Okay. Now what happens is nothing but he is taking interest on interest, right? Interest on interest. So it is known as a compound interest. General formula that we know have nothing but amount is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power T. Okay. And amount is equal to nothing but P plus C into I. Right? The basic difference between the simple interest and composite interest. I'm going to explain you with an example. Okay, if you consider simple interest, there will be some principal. Say P is equal to 100 rupees. Okay, and the rate is equal to nothing but say 10%. Come to composite interest, it will also having the same principal 100 rupees and rate is equal to nothing but 10%. Okay, first when you find the simple interest, the general formula that we know is nothing but P into T into R by 100. Right, here principally we can start as 100 into T into 10 by 100. Right, so 100 get cancelled, it becomes 10T. We know that amount is equal to nothing but principal plus simple interest. Right, then it becomes 100 plus 10T. Right, here we got as an amount is equal to 100 plus 10T. Right, come to the composite interest. In the case of composite interest, we know that amounts are equal to P plus composite interest. For this one, you have a direct formula which is equal to P into 1 plus R by 100 whole power T. Right, so just substitute the values, you get 100 into 1 plus 10 by 100 whole power T. Right, 0 it cancel, which is equal to 100 into 11 by 10 whole power T. Right, so we got the amount here as an 100 into 11 by 10 T. So substitute the values. In the case of simple interest, the first year T is 1, so it becomes 110 amount. Right, for second year it becomes 120. Right, for third year it becomes 130. For fourth year it becomes 140. Right, coming to composite interest, here T is nothing but 1, so substitute the 1 here, we get it as nothing but 110. Right, here T is 2, then becomes 121. Right, again 3 years, then becomes 133.1. Right, 4 years it becomes 146.41. Okay, by substituting these particular values, the first one from here we got in a first point is nothing but, see, the first year, a simple interest and composite interest both are same, it is 110 and 110, right? So we got the first point as simple interest is equal to composite interest for the first year, right? Come to the second point. See here, what is happening is nothing but, after 1 year, composite interest is greater than simple interest, right? So second point you got as composite interest is greater than simple interest for greater than 1 year, right? The third point, the basic important point you have to know is nothing but, see here, the first year it was 110, second year it becomes 121, right? If you consider the principal is equal to 110 and find the interest for the next year, then what is the value we get it? Just substitute the values. We know the formula is nothing but p into 1 plus alpha 100 whole power t, right? So it becomes 110 into 1 plus 10 by 100. For the next year it becomes 1. So 0 0 get cancelled here. So it becomes 110 into 11 by 10. Right? 0 0 get cancelled, it becomes 121. Right? Here what is happening is nothing but, basic concept you have to know is nothing but, here principal value is nothing but 110 but not 100. Right? So here the principal is taken from the last year, not from a 0 point. Right? But in a simple interest, what is happening? Principal value is taken from a 0 point. So composite interest is nothing but, it is having an interest in the first year. On that particular interest, we are taking again the interest. So composite interest is known as an interest on interest. But simple interest, we would be solving it simply, uniformly, right? That is the basic difference between a simple interest and composite interest. Here, in the case of simple interest, we'd be directly taking the principal from 0 point. But in the case of composite interest, we're taking the principal from the last year, right? The basic difference between the simple interest and composite interest. Now we'll be solving few problems on it. Coming to first question. Find the simple interest of rupees 15,000 at 20% rate of interest after 3 years. Okay. We know the formula for a simple interest, right? Simple interest is equal to nothing but principal into time into rate by 100, right? So you have to find the simple interest. And they are given the principal as 15,000 and rate as 20 and time as an 3 years, right? So just to be substituting the values, you get as 15,000 into time is given as 3 into rate is given as 20 by 100, right? 0 0 0 0 get cancelled, right? So 3 to the 6, 6 into 50 becomes 90, so it becomes nothing but 9,000, right? So simple interest is nothing but 9,000. So answer is option A. Come to next question. If the principal became amount of 14,500 at 14.2 by 7% rate of interest in 3 years at simple interest, find the simple interest on principal. Okay. First, understand the question. They are saying that the principal became an amount of 14,500. So they are given the amount is equal to nothing but 14,500. Right. Again at 14.2 by 7% rate of interest in 3 years at simple interest. Right. Then they are given the time taken is given as 3 years and the rate is given as 14.2 by 7%. Right. Find the simple interest on principal. We have to find the simple interest is how much we have to find it. We know the formula of it is nothing but amount minus principal, right? So amount is equal to nothing but, you know, P plus simple interest, right? So here amount is known, we have to find the principal interest. From amount we can find the principal interest. Then we get amount is equal to nothing but principal plus simple interest formula is nothing but principal into time into rate by 100. Then principal is equal to nothing but amount into 100 by 100 plus time into rate. We know the values as substituted, we get as 14500 into 100 by 100 plus time is given as number 3 into rate is 14 2 by 7, convert into proper fraction, then you get as 100 by 7, 100 by 7, which is equal nothing but 14500 into 100 into 7 by, it becomes 1000. 0 0 0 0 get cancelled, this 0 get cancelled, which is equal nothing but 7, it goes by 5, then 28 it becomes 110. So we got the principal. So just substitute it and get the simple interest, which is equal nothing but amount minus principal, 14500 minus 10150, right? Get a 0, here 5, here 3, here 4, which is equal nothing but simple interest. So answer option D. Next question. A certain sum of money amount to rupees 2900 at 4% per annum in 4 years. In how many years will it amount to rupees 5000 at the same rate on simple interest? Okay, first we understand the question. They're saying that a certain sum of money amount to rupees 2900. So they are saying that nothing but amount is nothing but 2900. Okay, amount is nothing but 2900 at 4% per annum in 4 years. So they given the rate is equal to nothing but 4% and time taken is nothing but 4 years. Again they are saying in how many years will the amount to rupees 5000 at the same rate. Okay, now again they are saying the amount should be changed to 5000. Okay, and the rate would be same. Rate is nothing but 4% only. At time taken for us, not mean how many years it is asking, right? Now for this one, first we have to find the principal, right? If the principal is known, then we can find the time taken. As we know that amount is equal to nothing but principal plus simple interest, right? So for finding for how many years the amount becomes 5000. To find it out, we have to find the principal. So first would be finding the principal from the first data given, right? So we know that amount is equal to nothing but principal plus simple interest, right? Simple interest, we know the formula is nothing but it becomes P plus P into time into rate by 100, which is nothing but amount, right? So amount for the first case is given as 2900, so it becomes 2900 is equal to, if you consider principal common, it becomes 1 plus time taken as nothing but 4, rate is also 4 by 100, right? It becomes nothing but principal is equal to nothing but now 2900 into 100 by, it becomes 116, it becomes 116, right? And 29 it goes by 1 side and it goes by 4 side, so it becomes 100 by 4. Again 4 it goes by 25 side, which is equal to nothing but 2500, right? 2500. So we got the principal is equal to nothing but 2500, right? Now we have to find it out how much time will be taken to convert to 5000, right? Again we have to substitute the values. Okay, we know that amount is equal to nothing but principal plus simple interest, right? The amount should be 5000 is equal to principal is nothing but 2500 plus simple interest is nothing but P into time into rate by 100, right? Again we'll be substituting it, then we get this. If you brings here, then P into time into rate by 100 is equal to nothing but 2500 only, right? So we know the value of P and R, we have to find the value of T. Then time T is equal to nothing but 2500 into 100 by principal is given as 2500 into rate is given as 4, right? This one get cancelled and this goes for 25. So time taken is nothing but 25 years to get the amount of 5000. So answer is option B. Now to next question. A man lends rupees 1540 for 5 years and rupees 1800 for 4 years. If he gets rupees 1788 at the interest on both the amount, what is the rate of a simple interest? Okay. First we understand the question. They are saying that a man lends rupees 1500 for 5 years. So they are given the principal. First time is given as 1540 and time taken is given as 5 years, right? Again they are saying rupees 1800 for 4 years. So principal for the second time is given as nothing but 1800 and the time taken is given as 4 years, right? If he gets rupees 1788 interest on both the amounts, okay? If you consider that simple interest for both, right? So if you consider simple interest for the first time plus simple interest for the second time, total is given as 1788, right? Again they ask what is the rate of a simple interest. We have to find the value of an R. That's how much. First we're defining the simple interest of the first one, then get simple interest of the first one is equal to but P into T into R by 100. Then principal is given is nothing but 1540 into time taken is given as 5 into rate by 100. 0 gets cancelled, it becomes 2 and it goes by 77. So which is equal to nothing but 77 R. So simple interest for the first time is given as nothing but 77 R plus simple interest for the second one. Then you get that simple interest for the second one is equal to nothing but 1800 into 4 into R by 100. 0 get cancelled. 18 4 it becomes nothing but 72 R. So simple interest for the second one is given as nothing but 72 R is equal to nothing but 1788. Then R is equal to nothing but just add it. It comes 149. Then it comes 1788 by 149. Right? Goes by a 1 it goes by a 12. Right? Simple to solve is nothing but 9 and it is 8, right? 9 2s are 18, right? So it goes by 12. See the options, only 2 is there. 2 is there only once. So it is nothing but 12%. So answer is option B. Come to the next question. A sum became triple in 6 years at simple interest. Same sum will become 19 times in how many years? Okay. First to understand the question. They're saying that the sum became triple in 6 years. Okay. Initially if you consider a principal as an P, then amount is equal to nothing but 3 times of an P. After time is equal to 6 years. Right, again they are saying the same sum became 19 times in how many years? Okay. If you consider same principal, then amount should be equal to 19 times of an P. Then the time taken is how many years? We have to find it out, right? For this one, you have to first know the rate. You know the formula of a simple interest is equal to nothing but P into T into R by 100, right? First we define the simple interest, but we know that simple interest is equal to nothing but amount minus principal, right? In the first case it is given that amount as 3p, right? So just substitute it 3p minus p, which is equal to 2p, right? So here simple interest we can substitute it, and 2p is equal to nothing but p into time is given as nothing but 6 into r by 100. pp get cancelled, one side goes by 3 side, then r is equal to nothing but 100 by 3 percentage, right? So from we know the rate, right? From this one we can find the time taken to make it as a 19p, right? So just use the same formula. Simple interest is equal to nothing but price into time into rate by 100. Again we have to know the simple interest. You know simple interest is equal to nothing but amount minus principal. Here amount is nothing but 19p. Then we get as 19p minus p, which is equal to nothing but 18p. So simple interest is nothing but 18p is equal to p into time taken. We have to find out. Rate is given as 100 by 3 whole divided by 100. 100 get cancelled, right? pp get cancelled. Then time is equal to nothing but 18 into 3, which is equal to nothing but 54 years. So time taken by them to make it 19 times of a sum is nothing but option C. Come to next question. What is the ratio of the simple interest earned by certain amount for 4 years and 8 years at the same rate of interest? Okay, just they are asking the interest rates, right? If you consider as a simple interest 1 is to simple interest for second one. First year time taken is given as nothing but 4 years. For the second time taken is given as 8 years, right? That's it, only the difference, right? But we know that simple interest is nothing but price into time into rate by 100 is to price into time into rate by 100. Here rate is same, rate get cancelled. Time varies. Here time is nothing but 4. Here time is nothing but 8. Principal is same, pp get cancelled. 100 and get cancelled, which is equal to nothing but 1 is to 2. So answer is option C. Come to the next question. Stephen borrows some money at 6% for the first 4 years and 8% for the next 6 years. 11% for the beyond 2 years if your total interest paid by him at the end of the 11 years is 5640. How much money did he borrow? Okay. First we'll be writing down what they are saying. Okay. They're saying that Stephen brought some money at 6% for first 4 years. So they are talking about the time and the rate. Right. The time taken is nothing but 4 years. And rate is given as nothing but 6%. Again they are saying 8% for 6 years, right? So for 6 years taking 8%, right? Again they are saying 11% for beyond 2 years. Okay, so for greater than 2 years it takes 11%, right? Again they are saying if the total interest paid by him at the end of 11 years is 5640. So for 11 years total simple interest is given as nothing but 5640, right? Now they're asking how much did he borrow. Once we have to find the principal is how much we have to find it out. For this one, what you do is nothing but add all the simple interests, right? Simple interest 1, simple interest 2, and simple interest 3. And total of them is nothing but 5640, right? So, but we know that simple interest is nothing but simple interest is equal to price into time into rate by 100, right? We know this one, right? So we'll be adding one by one. For the first one, simple interest, right? Price is p, time taken is 4, and the rate is number 6 by 100 plus. Again for the second one, price into time is nothing but 6 into 8 by 100 plus price into here time is nothing but 2, right, into 11 by 100, which is equal to nothing but 5640. Here becomes 6 4s are 24, 6 6 into 8 48, it becomes 22, right? So just add it, 24 plus 48 plus 22, it becomes 1494, right? So it becomes 94 p by 100 is equal to 5640. Then p is equal to nothing but 5640 into 100 by 94, right? So 94 into 6, 24, and becomes nothing but 56, right? So once it goes by 60, which is equal to nothing but 6000. So option is option B. Come to the next question. A lends rupees 6000 to B for 2 years and rupees 6000 to C for 4 years on simple interest on same rate of interest. Receives rupees 1814 all from the both of them as interest. The rate of interest per annum is, okay. First understand the question. They're saying that A lends 8000 to B for 2 years. If you consider a person as an A, is giving a money to B, right? How much? 8000 rupees for 2 years, right? Again they are saying rupees 6000 to C for 4 years. So again he is giving money to C. Amount is nothing but 6000 for 4 years, right? Again they are saying simple interest at the same rate of interest, right? So the interest rate A given to B is same as an A given to C, R percentage only, right? Again they are saying this is rupees 1814 all from the both of them as interest. So simple interest of B plus simple interest of C is given as 1840, right? They are saying rate of interest per annum is, okay, we have to find the value of R is equal to how much, right? We know that simple interest of B plus simple interest of C is equal to 1840, but we know that simple interest is equal to nothing but price into time into rate by 100. So just substitute the values. In case of B, price is given as 8000, time is nothing but 2 into R by 100 plus, for the C it is nothing but price is 6000 into time is 4 into R by 100 is equal to 1840, right? These two get 0 get cancelled, 0 get cancelled, which is equal to nothing but 160 R plus 240 R is equal to 1840, right? Then we get R is equal to nothing but 1840 by, it becomes 400, 0 get cancelled, it goes by a tens, it goes by a 46, which is equal to 4.6 percentage. So answer option A. Come to next question. A person borrows rupees 3000 for 2 years at 5% per annum simple interest. He immediately lends it to another person at 6.14% per annum for 2 years. Find his gain in a transaction per year. Okay. First, understand the question. They're saying that the person borrows 3000 for 2 years at 5%, right? So if you consider a person as an A, as giving him money to B. Now B is borrowing how much? 3000 rupees, right, for 2 years at the rate of 5%. Right, again they are saying he immediately lends to another person like 61 by 4 per annum for 2 years. Right, again B is giving to C, same 3000 rupees, same for 2 years, but the rate is changing it to 61 by 4 percentage. Right, they're asking find his gain in the transaction. Okay, now B is gaining here, so we can find it out how much gain is nothing but simple interest of B minus simple interest of an A. Right, but we know that simple interest is equal nothing but price into time into rate by 100. Right, here price is nothing but 3000, time is nothing but 2, but rate is changing here. Right, so we can take common. Right, price and time we can take common by 100 into simple interest given to B is nothing but 61 by 4. Right, so it becomes nothing but 25 by 4 minus here simple interest of an A is nothing but 5. Right, which is equal nothing but here P is nothing but 3000 into time is nothing but 2 by 100 into here it becomes nothing but 5 by 4. Right, 0 0 0 0 get cancelled, one side goes by 2 again it goes by 15, which is equal nothing but 75. Right, but the answer is not 75, it's asking per year. Right, per year, so per year for 2 years it is, for 2 years it is 75, so for 1 year it is nothing but 75 by 2, which is equal nothing but 37.5. So answer is option A. Come to next question. A sum was put at a simple interest certain rate for 5 years. Had it been put at 2% higher rate, it would have fetched rupees 450 more. Find the sum. Okay, first to understand the question. They're saying that the sum was put at simple interest at a certain rate for 5 years. So first one they are saying there is some principal for 5 years. It has been put in a some rate. Right, again they are saying had it been put 2% higher rate. Okay, the second one they are saying if the same principal for same years 5 years the rate has been increased plus 2%. Right, now they are saying it would have fetched 50 more. If you consider that this one as a simple interest 1 and this one as a simple interest 2, then they are saying that simple interest of 2 is equal to nothing but simple interest 1 plus 450. Right, it is fetching more than 1. Right, 2 is gaining 50 more. Find the sum. Sum means we have to find the value of P is how much. Right, but we know this particular thing. Simple interest of 2 is equal to simple interest of 1 plus 450. We know that simple interest is equal to nothing but price into time into rate by 100. Right, just substitute the values here. Okay, simple interest 2. Right, then we can get it as P into, it becomes R plus 2 into 5 by 100 is equal to P into R into 5 by 100 plus 450. Right, so we'll get as nothing but here P into R into 5 by 100 and P into R into 500 get cancelled, and we get as nothing but 10 into P by 100 is equal to 450. This 0 get cancelled, then P is equal to nothing but 4500. So sum or principal is nothing but same. Right, the answer is option A. Come to the next question. A certain sum is invested for certain time. Its amount rupees 400 at 10% per annum. But when invested at 4% per annum, its amount rupees 200. Find the time. Okay, first understand the question. They're saying that a certain sum is invested for certain time, right? In the amount of rupees 400 at 10% per annum. Okay, so it is given that amount is equal to 400 and the rate is given as 10%, right? Again they are saying, but when invested at 4% per annum, then the rupees is 200, right? This is the first case. In the second case, it becomes 200, right? When it is at a rate of 4% per annum, right? Find the time. Initially, it is saying that the sum is invested for certain time. It is given here, right? So both of them are invested for the same time, right? So we have to find the time taken. Okay. In the case of amount, we know the formula is equal to nothing but P plus simple interest. Simple interest formula is equal to nothing but P into T into R by 100, right? So for the first one, just substitute the values. Amount is given as nothing but 400. We can bring P here, then it becomes minus P is equal to P into T into rate is given as 10 by 100. Come to second case. It is given as 200 minus P is equal to P into T into 4 by 100. Right? We can equate these two. If you multiply this one with an 4 and this one with an 10, the whole thing, right? The whole thing. And both of them will be equal. It becomes nothing but 1600 minus 4P is equal to nothing but it becomes 2000 minus 10P, right? So it becomes 6P is equal to 400. Then we get the P value is nothing but 400 by 6, right? So we can equate this one in the first equation and get the value of T. As we need a value of T, then it becomes 400 minus 400 by 6 is equal to, yep, P is given as 400 by 6 into T into 10 by 100, right? The 0 get cancelled here. This 400 would be substituting here, we get as this one, we get as 5 by 6 is equal to 1 by 6 into T into 1 by 10. 6 get cancelled. Time T is equal to nothing but 50 years, right? So answer is option C. Moving to the next question. Come to the next question. If a simple interest on certain sum of money is 4 by 25 the sum and the rate percentage equal to number of years, the rate of interest per annum is. Okay, first understand the question. They're saying that if the simple interest on certain sum of money is 4 by 25 the sum. So they are saying that simple interest is equal to 4 by 25 times of an principal, it is said, right? Again they are saying the rate percentage equal to number of years. Again they are saying rate is equal to nothing but time. Now they are asking then the rate of interest per annum is what is the value of R? You have to find it out, right? But we know that simple interest is nothing but formula as P into T into R by 100 is equal to 4 by 25 times of an P, right? Here PP get cancelled, right? Again this one goes by one side, goes by 4 side. But T is equal to R, right? So we can substitute it. It becomes R square is equal to 4 square. Then R is equal to nothing but 4 percentage. So answer is option A, right? Moving to the next question. Come to the next question. The automobile finance lend to lending money at a simple interest, but it includes an interest for every 6 months for calculating the principal. If we're charging an interest of 10%, the effective rate of interest becomes First, understand the question. They're saying that the automobile finance claim to lending money at simple interest. They're talking about the simple interest, right? But he includes an interest for every 6 months for calculating the principal. So there is some principal. They're saying that for every 6 months, the interest, simple interest, would be added to principal, and you'll be finding again the interest. Again, asking if you're charging an interest of 10%. So they are given the rate is equal to 10%. Now they're asking the effective rate of interest becomes. We have to find the effective rate of interest is equal to how much. We have to find out. It's nothing but what is the difference between with including the interest for every 6 months and without including for 6 months, right? So first what you do is nothing but find the simple interest for 6 months, right? For 6 months, which is equal to nothing but simple interest is equal to P into T into R by 100, which is equal to nothing but principal is not known. We consider the principal is equal to 100. Then we get as 100 into T is not for 6 months, it is 1 by 2 year into rate is given as 10 into 1 by 100, right? 100 get cancelled and goes by 5, which is equal to nothing but 5. So 6 months it becomes nothing but 5, right? So coming to the next 6 months. Now what happens to principal? They're saying that include the interest for every 6 months, right? So it becomes principal plus simple interest, which is equal to nothing but 100 plus 5, which is equal to 105. So after 6 months, okay, what happened? It becomes 1 year. Then what is the simple interest? The simple interest is equal to nothing but P into T into R by 100. Here principal is nothing but 105. Time is nothing but 6 months, 1 by 2 into rate is nothing but 10 into 1 by 100. Right? 0, 0 get cancelled. One side goes by 5, 2.5. By 10 it becomes nothing at 5.25. Right? So for 1 year we have two simple interests, right? 5 and 5.25. Then after 1 year how much amount do we get? Is nothing but 100 plus 5 plus 5.25, which is equal to nothing but 110.25, right? But the actual principal is nothing but 100. So effective rate of principal is nothing but, so effective rate of interest is equal to nothing but 110.25 minus 100, which is equal to nothing but 10.25 percentage, right? So answer option C.